UPS guy just came up and wanted to give me something, so I held it. Okay, so all of these were grown from seed in my house in a very, gosh, what should I say? Novel, inexperienced setup. I used like baking racks. I used produce, like, the produce, like you'll get strawberries or kiwi, and they're in this little plastic container with holes in it, and usually they have a top. I used those to start my seeds, and they were like almost perfect little greenhouses. I did use a seed tray, but it turns out the seed tray I had did not have a top. So I didn't get the benefit of the like the greenhouse effect, which really did harm, it stunted them. So I started using whatever I could find, like, you know how when you get a comforter or a blanket or something, it comes in that zippered clear plastic bag. So I started putting them in there and zipping it, and it acted as a greenhouse, and it was really, really helpful. So anyway, all these guys came from seed, including my zinnias. And so these are Artisan Tiger, Blush, salad tomatoes. These are all indeterminates, every one of them. I grew no determinate tomatoes this year. I have lots and lots of fruit sets on this guy, on both of them actually. This is a BFT. It's like called Black from something, but I don't remember what the T stands for. I'm sure you can look it up. It is marginally producing. It's okay, not bad. And then I've got a red Brandywine here. I'm not super impressed with the Brandywine. I had some blossom end rot on these guys. It is really not growing fast. It's not growing big like my other guys. And the fruit sets are very minimal. So I think Brandywine is off the list for next year. This is a carbon. I had never heard of a carbon tomato before. It did not put out a lot of early fruit sets. I guess it did down here. It's doing better lately, putting out more fruit. It's interesting. I'll be really interested to see what it tastes like and looks like. Now this is my Paul Robeson. I decided to plant the Paul Robeson because Jess from Roots and Refuge said she really, really liked it, and I've been impressed with the information I've gotten from Jess. This guy put out an enormous fruit set really early on. Now these guys have been sitting here growing very, very slowly and not ripening. I'm assuming they're going to ripen pretty soon, because I don't think they get super huge like the Krim do. But there's not much else on here. Like he has, his pollination rate has not been good late. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, I'm going to start using a, what's it called? A battery operated toothbrush to come out here and just smack the backs of the blossoms as they open and try to get them to pollinate myself. I'm back to my black Krim, which I'm just like, these dudes are the boss of my garden. Not a lot of recent pollination. This is a Cherokee purple. It is cat facing like crazy, which is, I think, really, really cool. Cat facing, as you probably know, is when a plant, a fruit, something, in this case tomato, it gets like a whole cluster of blossoms that fuse together, and then you get a tomato that has like 12 different little tomatoes in it, and sometimes it literally looks like the face of a cat. In this case it doesn't, but it's happened before to me with my beefsteaks, and it's kind of funny. So my Cherokee purple are doing pretty well. There's quite a lot of fruit on these guys. Again, I need to come out here with my electric toothbrush and get them to start pollinating the newer growth. Another Cherokee purple. Good fruit sets on this guy. Ooh, one is actually starting to blush. It's about stinking time. Sorry, it's really, really hard to do this with one hand. But that guy is actually blushing. I'm going to leave him. The birds have not been bothering any of my ripening tomatoes, so I'm going to let him ripen on the vine. Some of them I put in bags just because they were kind of on the outside of my bed, and I didn't want birds to come, like, start eating them. Birds eat tomatoes for the water that they hold. Here's my other tiger blush. He isn't quite as prolific as this guy here is, but he's definitely given me some beautiful fruit sets that I will, and I have been harvesting them, and they're delicious. They are salad tomatoes, and they're beautiful. It's like they're almost too pretty to eat. It's like this one has a little bit of the striping. So when they mature, they have red, it's kind of orangish, reddish striping down the sides of them, and it's really, really striking. Beautiful. I wish I had one. There's some inside, but you can kind of see it starting on this guy right here. My hands are so filthy. My nails are in horrible condition. Oh, here is a good example of what my Brandywines have been doing, except this is the BFT, so a lot of blossom end rot on some of these guys, and I don't know why. Because they get they're in the exact same bed, they have the exact same soil, they get the exact same watering, the exact same nutrition, the exact same everything. And some of them get blossom end rot and some of them don't. Look how pretty this little faceated guy is. I guess you could see where that would look like a cat face, kinda. Kinda like a really goofy cartoon cat face. These are my Brandywines again. I don't know. That one's pretty faceated too. From what I understand, heirlooms are very susceptible to cat facing or faciation. I still have a little bit of borage or borage. I don't know how you gardeners actually say it. It's definitely a French word, and I would say it borage. But, you know, in Trinity, North Carolina, I'm pretty sure they say borage. And that's just fine with me. I'm not trying to be snotty. That's okay with me. Alright, so back to my potatoes. We shall have some potatoes. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be eating potatoes. And I will be giving shout outs to my Irish ancestors, and especially those who starved or those who had to leave Ireland. I will lift them up, pray for their souls, and for their ancestors, their descendants. Okay, thanks for watching, you guys. Love you all. Bye.